Yo, yeah, man, my shit is live and direct, bro.
Borrow me some bass, fam.
What do you mean, borrow you some
voice,
bass?
bro. Borrow me some
your
bass.
voice is more bassy.
He said,
than mine.
yo,
What are you talking
the thing
about?
went red, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we're live, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
Hive Podcast.
Yo.
Episode 2. Is it 2? No, 2. On 2. Yeah.
Let me even rip this
Episode
label.
2.
Volvic, you're not paying us,
2.
so
Number 2, yes.
rip this off before we get free advertisements.
For real, bro. But we've already started though, still.
It's alright, don't worry.
It's done.
You're already giving them the spotlight.
I know, right?
But it's all right. It's all good. Volvic, holla at us.
Yeah. Shout us, Volvic. Shout us.
Yes. Episode 2. What is happening?
What's going on? What's good?
Charlton, just in case you didn't know.
Vic.
Christopher Jackson.
Kofi, just in case you didn't know.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, man. Obviously, Victor, welcome to the Hive, my guy. Obviously, we missed you on the last one.
Yeah, I know, man.
Sam, but it's good to have you with us, man.
I'm very grateful to be here, you know.
Of course.
Very, very grateful. It
Bro, it's
feels,
been, how long has it been? With Victor, it's actually been 15 years.
not 15.
Yeah.
You think it's
Bruv,
15?
I ain't seen you since I came out from the States. I haven't seen you.
It has been.
No,
15
I saw
years
you
at least.
once. I saw you once at McDonald's in CT.
Serious?
Yeah, it was. I think maybe 2010. I came back. I linked you.
Yeah.
It was at that McDonald's. You know the McDonald's right
Yeah.
there.
Of
It
course.
was there.
That's a legendary McDonald's.
That's but Kofi's been. CJ's been. I've
Yeah,
not
15
seen him.
years. I haven't seen
15
him.
years for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or definitely
for sure.
since college.
Yes.
I haven't seen him. at all.
Yes.
Time
yes.
flies, you know.
Literally, when I left BA, that was it.
Serious.
Literally. Kofi as well. It's been probably about that same 10 years too.
Yeah.
But it don't even feel like
Yeah, I was about to
It doesn't
say
feel
that.
like, yeah,
It
man.
don't
Do you know what I mean? Because the energy's always there,
It
man.
don't feel
Bro, it
like
feels
it,
the
man.
same, bro.
Yeah, man.
Literally.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like we just
that's-
pick right up.
That's crazy, man.
Don't fool with it.
Oh, snap. I forgot about that. No way. You still remember? Did you remember? Did you everyone remember that?
literally forgot
That's
that,
our
bro.
thing, bro. Come on.
Did you forget?
I forgot. But as
thank
soon as you
God.
said it, I got it. As soon as you said it, I got it.
Oh, my days. That's classic, man.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, man. Siege,
Year 1.
what you said?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Yeah,
I'm
do you
all right.
remember where we left off last time?
I do remember where we left
Where
off.
did we leave off? I was
are
hoping
you
we
happy
didn't.
to pick up where we left off this
DJ, it
week?
was an interrogation term.
Yeah. No, because Instagram has been around for a very
for
long
real.
time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I've been on Instagram for a while. I know Kofi's been on Instagram
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah,
I know that
yeah.
Victor's been on Instagram for a while.
Yeah.
I'm kind of new.
Yeah, but not as new as Charlton.
Nah,
Charlton has
Charlton was
just
yesterday.
come onto Instagram.
His job was yesterday.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you is why? Why only now in the last, month? I think you've had it.
Yeah, a month.
Yeah.
Bro, do you know what it is? Yeah, obviously, like when I came out from the States, I felt like I was a bit lost. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, in a sense where obviously I've just finished playing basketball. And for the past, from when I was like 11, basketball was my
That's
life.
it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I'm 19.
Right.
What do I do? Do you know what I'm saying? So when I was on Facebook, at the time it was just Facebook. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was on Facebook and I was literally like, I think I was distracted, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And I knew I wanted to do something with myself, but Facebook was my escape. So I was on social media trying to distract away from the fact that, bruv, like I had some emotions I had to deal with in terms of not
we've been
like
there.
quitting basketball.
We have been
Do you
there
know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
So yeah, man, for me, like, so when I was on Facebook, I remember I used to post like motivational quotes, right? And obviously now on Instagram, that's all I'm about. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the time, I think, and not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I was a bit too ahead of my time in terms of motivational. No one was trying to hear that. Everybody was just trying to see what you ate for breakfast. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, I remember I was doing that and no one was feeling it, bruv.
Yeah.
You get me? People were just trying to post topless pictures, like liking girls' pictures and all of this, yeah? So I thought to myself, do you know what? I think it was when I was in uni and I started like one network marketing business, and I started finding out that there was so much in terms of business. And one thing I always wanted to do aside from basketball was business.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Even in uni, that's what me and CJ, that's what we would do. We would have the same lectures from time to time. So I remember when I started reading books and I started learning about all these different business terms and all these different things. And I realized that, do you know what? There's a world out there that I don't know about. And that world wasn't on social media at the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I said to myself, do you know what? In order for me to concentrate, in order for me to get the best of the best knowledge, right, I would need to dedicate more time into that. Yeah. So I decided, do you know what? I'm just going to leave social media. I'm going to dedicate how long it takes for me to learn all the things I need to learn, soak up everything.
Priorities, man.
Yeah, exactly. Priorities. And the thing is, obviously, when we played ball, do you know what I mean? There was no social media. Yeah. Do you get me? So it was a thing where, remember back in the days,
YouTube was just getting going.
YouTube was literally just getting going. So it was a thing where, remember when we used to go Balaam?
Yeah.
Bruv, what did we used to do? We would go Balaam, play 24/7.
Yeah. Literally. Morning.
Do you know
morning to night.
Morning till night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how we got better. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? From month to month, that's how we got better. So I just basically took that same philosophy and I was like, do you know what? If I want to get better in business, if I want to learn this world that I'm not familiar with and a lot of people in my network are not familiar with, I need to focus. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's basically what I did, man. That's why I stayed away from social media for so long. And I just did that. Do you get me? I just put my heads in the books and just try to amass as much knowledge as possible to help me with that. And that was the reason why I did that. And then obviously now, me and CJ partnered up to start Hive. And I felt like there's a lot of people that will need the things that, you know, the knowledge that we have in terms of cryptocurrency, fashion, music, and the journey that we've been through for the past 10, 15 years.
What I was going to add to that was that must have been really healthy for you to take that break, to not have to always see what other people are doing or what they're saying that they're doing.
100%.
Because we know like a lot of people on Instagram, they take certain pictures just for Instagram.
That's
just
it.
to get likes.
Yeah.
Their life may not be like that. They may be miserable, but they're out there trying to portray something that's not really genuine and authentic.
Exactly.
So taking a break from that must have just been,
bro,
you know super healthy.
1,000%. You know, I was talking to Peter Becker the other day on social media, and I was telling him like, it's
shout
crazy.
out Peter.
It's crazy because I literally when I came on and I started to connect back with people, bro, like I realized that the feedback that I'm getting from certain people, bro, like certain people just think because they've got certain thousands of, and I'm like, bro, you're not like this in person.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And do you know what? I usually hear people say that, but I just want, nah, that's a lie. Right. That can't be because of social media.
Like this whole person,
bro, this person's character is different. Do you know what I mean? But bro, it's really like that out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people are living a life that, you know, they're showing, they're portraying a life that they're not really, bruv, like it's real. That whole thing is real. And yeah, so for me, it just helped me, like the way I see that being on social media has helped me is the fact that I'm comfortable in my own skin. Definitely. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I come on Instagram, I'm there liking people's pictures, you know, commenting, and
you don't care about
I don't care about bro, like obviously people, the way people see it is, oh, you're breading. Or you want something from someone. I'm like, no, I ain't seen this guy in 10 years, and the person you've become.
What did I do as soon as I saw you on the thing? I every single one of your pictures.
Straight away.
You're my guy. Like, how am I not gonna do that?
Exactly.
How am I gonna act like, you know?
That's it.
People are acting like that.
Do you know what I mean? But then think about CJ, what you said about CJ when you saw the preview of last week's episode.
I was like, Roz, that's CJ. Do you know?
Do you know what I'm saying? And CJ
has changed.
This is it. But CJ, what do I say? What do I say in person when I see you? Don't I always comment on how proud I am of you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? The same thing with you, Kofi. That's just who I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna tame that just because of what people.
Yeah. That's something that people got to spread more of, man. We got to start talking up about each other and not smalling up each other, not talking little about each other,
100%.
not trying to not give someone gratification when they need it. Like if someone's done good, just tell them they done good. It doesn't mean nothing.
The issue with that is though, as you were saying before, if you're living a certain type of life or you're acting a certain type of persona on social media, if that isn't fitting with the image that you're portraying, then you won't. Yeah. And that is what I think the issue is, because people are not themselves on it. They're not able to show that love to everybody else because it'll be like, well, no, it isn't going to fit in. And that to me is what I hate. Like I hate that yes, all right, I appreciate that to certain people, social media is work.
Yeah.
Say, if you've got 100,000 followers, you're living as if it is work and it brings you in an income. All right, fine. But if these people are your friends, then there's no issue. That's what I don't get.
That's it, bro. Like, it shouldn't matter if you've got 80,000 followers or 100,000 followers. These guys are your day one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro. And that's why one of the first few pictures that I posted was me, you, and Michael, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is real. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to come on here and portray some next thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm putting up everything, my day-to-day life, and I'm putting up, because, you know, they say pictures tells 1,000 words or whatever, and I put the little quote there to show you my mindset and how I go about things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just what it is, man. So anyway, for me, bro, it's like I will show love regardless. Do you get me?
And I think that's where Hyde comes in as well. And Hyde's gonna break that mold and change it because it's a community.
Hive still.
Do you know what I mean? It's a community. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna feel like you're following. You're gonna feel like you're part of this
That's
thing.
it.
Do you understand
That's
what
it.
I'm saying?
100%.
Like, you know,
100%,
that
man.
has to be changed. Like,
Yeah.
that mode of, like, you know,
Bro.
trying to act a certain way,
Yeah.
and not really be that way.
Yeah.
That
And
has
you know
to
what's
be
crazy?
changed.
I think I see certain things where it's like people that have like 100,000 followers, they won't follow guys that have 100 followers.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Someone was telling me they follow bare people.
And then
they unfollow them. I said, huh? I said, what? I said, what? He said, yeah, that's how you get your followers up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, what does it come to?
Yeah, so man, it's crazy. So for me anyway, that was one of the major things that it's helped me with. It's made me, you know, remain the same. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I could come on there and, bruv, and obviously, like, certain people might think that, oh, I'm liking their pictures or commenting on their pictures just so I could get noticed or whatever.
Right.
Nah, I'm not doing that. Do you get me? Think about it. I've been off social media for 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like, it's not like I haven't heard of Instagram. Do you know what I mean? It's because I don't really care too tough for that. Do you know what I mean? But I've come on here, and once again, we're all here based on Hive. Based on part of the reason why I came on there. Do you know what I mean? And it's to inspire and to motivate people. Do you get me? Especially now. People need this more than ever.
People need it.
Do you know what I'm saying? And another major thing that has helped me with is being able, like you said, you know, not having the external distractions. I'm able to go inside and actually count on myself to, do you understand, to help me with life.
Yeah.
So I've been so used to that, and so used to not seeing, oh, this person's got this car now, this person's got them trainers, this person's got this, and
You're just living your life.
Yeah, and once again, one of the things I was talking to Peter about is that, because he was like, oh yeah, you know, our parents had it harder than us. Yeah, and I had to correct him and say, do you know what, bro? Yeah, that might be true depending on how you see it. However, now what we've got is, because of the distractions that are out there, it's almost like now there's more battles that we have to overcome.
Everywhere.
You know?
Everywhere.
So, yeah.
In relationships, everything. Listen, yeah, if you're a single girl, you're looking good. Before, a guy used to approach you on the street.
Yeah.
You used to get a guy that would try and chat to you or whatever. Even a guy, like, whatever it may be. You know, you would talk to the opposite, you know, sex or whatnot. But nowadays you got 50 people a day sliding in your DMs. Like, how you gonna be able to differentiate between who's serious, who's not serious, and also it's gonna inflate your ego.
Right.
So now if someone serious does come along, you're like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. I got 50 guys saying the same thing. Like,
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And now, and what you tend to see is that the focus is more on the physical now.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because obviously, if you got all these 50 people to choose from, what are you looking at? When you're looking at the picture, you're not looking at their emotions. You're not looking at their personality. You're not looking at
trying to get to know
their
nobody.
qualities. Yeah, as a person, you're just like, okay, well, this one looks the nicest. I'm gonna check.
He's got a nice car.
Exactly. I remember there was one guy who was like, he would make sure she has about 8 pictures that she looks good in before, to make sure it's consistent, and then I'm gonna strike. And I'm like, bro, like, and then you're gonna do all of that. You're gonna end up, you know, going out with and it's
causing trauma.
So it's just
all
man,
of that rubbish.
There's a lot of battles with that. So I'm happy with the fact that, you know, I definitely had that time away.
Yeah. I have to be honest with you though. Instagram has a way of like sending you down a black hole. Like literally, you'll be there. If you're not strong enough, you'll be there. You'll do one or two things. Next thing you say, oh, what's this? Bang. Oh, okay. Oh, what's this? Bang. Next thing, 30 minutes gone. So I've had to say, you know what? I'm just putting my phone down. And it's not that I care what anybody says or anything like that. It's just interesting what I'm looking at. But still, there's other things that's more of a priority that I need that time for.
100%.
You know? So I really commend you for how long you could have, like how long you stayed off of it. I think it's something that's like needed.
100%, man. 100%, bro. So CJ, man, so to answer your question, man, that's why I stayed away for so long. And, you know, I think the last piece of the puzzle, the reason why I was able to come back, you know, the last thing was I actually ended up becoming very comfortable with who I am. Do you know what I mean? It's like over that period of time, I've obviously been doing a lot of like personal growth, a lot of soul searching, you know, a lot of trying to get to know myself as well. And I think, you know, it helped with that, being able to just stay out of there and just focus on me. I was able to like actually see, do you know what, like this is me, this is who I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm someone that likes to speak inspirational words. I'm someone that likes to motivate people. From day. And it's crazy because the reason why I left Facebook in the first place, because nobody was feeling my inspirational quote, is the same reason why I came back. Do you know what I mean? To inspire and motivate. And that's all you're gonna see on my Instagram. Do you know what I mean? On my stories, which I've only just started posting today, you might see me motivating music artists from time to time. When we go into the music segment, we'll talk more, because the artist, the guy, Massimo Youngblood, he actually told me something I find very crazy. He was like, listen, if it wasn't for your comment, I would have quit music.
Mad.
Wow.
And he's super talented. Super, super talented. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, Kofi will tell you he's been through the ringers when it comes to music. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, bruv, I know what it feels like. Once again, this is what Hive is about. This is what Hive Tunes is about. So when we get into the music segment, I'll talk about that. Perhaps maybe in future we could bring him up on the show as well. And we could talk. But yeah, man, I just find it sad how someone so talented was about to quit. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is why, and that makes me happy. Do you get me? And he said, listen, you know, because of your comment, I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep going. And yeah, man, and bro, that's what I'm about. That's what I've always been about.
Imagine
you know what I mean?
that.
I've only been on there 1 month, and I could save someone's passion.
Man.
You know, so
that's the thing. When you're positive with somebody else, like I say, like it makes you move forward. Not only does the person you're being positive to move forward, but you also move forward because you're speaking positive words. When you're negative, you're just, you know what I mean, stagnant, moving back, all of this stuff. And did it cost you anything?
Nah, literally. Do you know, but it makes me feel better though.
That's
do you know what I mean? It makes me feel better about what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, man. So, yeah, Siege, man.
But one thing that I'd like to ask is, I think the key thing that you mentioned there is because you were comfortable in your own skin and you wasn't seeking validation from no one for any aspect of your life or any interest that you had or anything you wanted to do in terms of creating music at the time, or if you wanted to start trading, or if you wanted to look at this business or that business, because you wasn't seeking validation, you were able to remove yourself from that. But then also, as you've started to use it, you're able to use it on your terms. It's a way that's controlled for you.
Precisely.
And I think that when you're seeking validation, and
we've all been there.
Everyone's been there.
I've been in a situation where growing up, I was very shy. I was very nervous of myself. I was very unsure of myself, surrounded by uncertainty all the time. And I was seeking validation from everyone. And then when you use Instagram or any type of social media at the beginning, you're constantly looking at who has commented, who has liked. And then you look at who hasn't. Like, why not? And I've known you for years. Why are you not liking my photos, or why are you not following me now? And I think the fact that you've now jumped on now after the journey that you've had, it means that you'll be able to use what social media is actually used for.
Exactly.
I think everyone is trying to learn and change now.
100%, bro. Like, you know, like you said, I think with everything in life, you know, there's a good and there's a bad. Do you get me? Me and Alyssa that's our main thing. You know, we go with yin yang, and that's one of the major things for me. It's like, you know, with everything that you see in this world, you can either use it for good or you can use it for bad, depending on how you go about it. So I think with social media, I think what has happened is obviously it was created for a purpose. It was created for good. Do you know what I mean? Like if you haven't seen friends in a long time, you can
catch up.
You could catch up. You could connect.
Stay
Family, you know, all these.
Real talk.
But then I think now what's happened is kind of gone off balance. It's just gone to the extreme end of like everybody's now trying to keep up with the Joneses online. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's So you're 100% spot on, man.
It's a funny one as well, but I think because we were in the middle as well in terms of our generation.
Smack bang in the
We've
middle.
seen both sides.
Both sides
Of
of it.
not having it and having
And having it. That's it.
So it's like it's a battle of this is almost like a necessary evil. Like you gotta have it, but how do I have it? And then some people like with you were out of it, so you weren't conditioned. Most people have been slowly
Super
conditioned. You
conditioned,
might not have been like that, but then you realize that, oh my God, you turn into one of those people without even knowing.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
With you came with a fresh mind, knowing that okay, this is how I'm gonna use it. Where some people, that's how they might have been, but as time went on, you just
basically just going lost.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
Bro.
Exactly.
Spot on, man. Yeah, so yeah, bro. So yeah, with all of that, you know, I think, you know, that time off as well helps with business, which is obviously the segment we're going to talk about, like business. I know CJ's been killing it in the business arena.
Come on.
I want to say killing it,
Come
but
on.
I've just been trying, man. I've just had to try different things. Like I said on the last one, you just try it. If it doesn't work out the way you thought, then you just move on to the next thing without losing enthusiasm.
Right.
That's the main thing.
100%.
And that's something that I learned from, like, you know, retiring from playing basketball.
Yeah.
Is that same energy is my energy. It's not
Yeah.
basketball's energy.
Yeah.
It's my energy. I could just put that in something else. And
Whatever you
now,
put your mind to.
because it's like I've jumped that hurdle of stopping something that you've loved doing since you were a kid or whatever. Now it's easier to try things because you don't care.
It's almost like,
do you know what I mean?
You've lost something that meant so much to you that is
it doesn't matter. Like I'm way beyond that. I'm way beyond that idea of like, you know, this thing means like life, like ball is
the whole
life.
concept
It's like,
of letting go.
just you know,
to make room
and
for something.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. Like just
Were you
trying
able
things.
to move on from like,
yes.
basketball easy?
I don't play basketball anymore at all.
But I mean, at the time, were you in the mind where, well, if I don't play basketball, I don't really know what.
Nah, man. I've always knew myself in the sense that I know what I'm capable of. I've never just been, even though I was like, you know, I've known that even with basketball was a tool to get me somewhere where I'm able to use the resources to do so much more stuff. I've always been business minded. So it's always been a thing where, when I get to the league, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I thought the same thing, bro.
Like,
Yeah.
It's just that's what, it's like a career, innit? It's like a job. So it's like, you know, okay, when you start seeing some good money, I'm going to invest it in this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So it's never been a thing where it's like, oh man, what do I do? But I know a lot of athletes, they're in that, you know, limbo place where it's like they don't know how to do anything else.
That's all they know.
That's all they know.
Yeah.
And that's all they've conditioned themselves to believe and to say that this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to do this. I can't do nothing else. You know, and they have so much potential and so much opportunities. They don't see it though because they're so
focused,
tunnel vision on one thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I left, I was in a car coming back from a workout and I just knew, I was just like, hold on. Yeah, I ain't doing this no more. That's it.
Yeah, but how did that make you feel at that time?
To be honest with you, that exact particular moment, I felt relieved because I was like,
wow,
like this is over now.
Yeah.
This big thing that I, you know, built up, that I held myself to such a high standard to meet, it's over with.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, like I could breathe now. It's done. You know, it's cool. Like, let's move on now. What's the next step? Of course, you get moments where you're like, oh man, I can still hoop, you know, or I can still do this, I can still do that.
That's life though. Naturally.
You understand? But I knew that it was just time for me to move on, and I felt good about it.
Yeah,
I felt good.
Was you then able to move on your terms then?
That's when I moved on my terms.
Okay.
Before, I tried to kind of, you know, stay. I tried to progress. I tried to force it.
And make it happen
I tried
somehow.
to make it happen somehow. But when I realized that, you know what, I could do way more than this, you know. Like, I'm actually good at other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. I'm done. that was when it was finally my terms. If I tried to do it before that, I would have felt like, oh nah, I cut myself short.
Trying to convince yourself.
Yeah, but I can't describe it. It was a feeling that it's just a gut feeling.
Yeah.
I was literally in a car. I was on my way home from Barking Abbey, do you know? And I was like, oh man, that's it. I was like, nah, man, I'm done with this.
When was it? Recently?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
Okay, what, you were working out there still?
Yeah.
What with everyone
Well,
that was there? How did that happen?
Okay, so what I did was every time, I didn't come back a lot from America, but when I did come back, I would go there to work out. So when I came back and I started, talking to agents and looking to play professionally and stuff like that, I needed somewhere to work at, and they always are open. They're always like, they do their stuff legit in terms of, in the summertime, they're training guys, they're working out, there's facilities there, all that stuff. Okay. So I just jumped in, spoke to Mark, spoke to Lloyd, cleared the air.
So they're still there?
They're still there.
Crazy.
They're still there. Spoke to them, and they even encouraged me. They was like, oh man, yeah, keep coming. I was like, all right, cool. No problem. And I would just do individuals. I would work out the whole day. I would go there from when the first individual, I'll probably even be there before that. I'll do the first individual, second individual, third individual, every single individual.
Wow.
Practice with the team.
Well, you were able to be there as if you were at school still?
Without going classes, yeah.
Yeah,
straight up.
But I mean, for the amount of hours that we would have usually have been there.
Literally the whole day. I'll go into the gym with the Duncan or whatever, get a workout in, lift in between an individual. I was there Monday to Friday every single day. Do you understand? Wow. And I would leave, so I would do that. Then I would get like a team somewhere. Then I would go. Then when I come back, I'll just I gave it all I had. That's how I knew that I'm good. You know what I mean? I did everything that I wanted to do with it. Yeah. So yeah, man, that was the journey in terms of like, working out and, coming back and knowing that it's my time.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times as well, like, it helps just knowing that you've given it everything that you can. And
you can look at yourself in the mirror. You didn't shortchange yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And that attitude, that attitude is not one thing. It's not something that you just have with this one thing that you have. It's something that you have with your whole everything, with your whole life.
You apply it to everything.
You do it till you know that you've done your best here. You've done all that you could do, and then whatever happens, it happens. But you know that you've done your best, and you can move on. Yeah. Like you really, when people used to say things like that, I was like, you're trying worse, man. I ain't hearing that. But it's the truth. When you give something your all, and you know that you've been true to it, wherever it falls, whatever is in the cards, it's in the cards, and it's calm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I heard that.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
There was moments, the toughest moments I would say was looking for a team. That was the toughest moment. That was when I was like, man, because I would get on teams late. So I would probably get on teams like December times, and they've already had their little training camp. They've already had a couple games. Then I'll get on the team. That was the toughest moment. That part where you had to wait. Okay. That was frustrating.
And what was your experience like with agents?
Oh man,
I'm interested to see how the business side of what you experienced is like.
Well, the agents that I dealt with, they are real. Listen, they're scummy. Straight up and down, they are scummy. Obviously, the higher level that you play at, the better agents that you will get. The levels I was playing at, I was getting guys that really cared about their pocket first. They didn't care about your situation. They didn't care about anything that had to happen. It was only them. It was just them. Like, okay, I want you to go here. And then after I got like kind of more experience, I realized that they wanted that because that's their friend or that's somebody that would give them the most money. Okay. They weren't caring about putting you in a particularly good situation. And they'll dump you like literally like you're a piece of meat or something. Like if they've got you and they've got another person in your position that's like maybe got a bit more experience or whatever, you're done. You're done. Like it's not even a thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help this person out. Nah, it's like, okay, you're done. I'm gonna go with him. It's bad, man.
And are these agents that you had to find yourself?
I had to find them myself. Some of them people like put me on. I had a few friends that put me on their agents, and some I just reached out to and found. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I was serious about it. Just like going to the States. We made ourselves go to the States. Do you understand? Like,
by force, by fire.
We sent our videos, we emailed, we did everything.
Hey, this man. As you are talking about that video that you sent, do you remember you took? Did you know? You thought I forgot.
What happened,
bro? There's one video where I dunked on Jordan and Ade. Was it Jordan and Ade? Who was it? Was it Jordan and Ade?
It was
Ade and.
Nah, we was playing White Heat, I think.
Yeah, and I dunked on two guys.
Was it that you dunked on? Yeah,
bruv,
that joint was crazy.
And you took the tape.
No,
this guy
did I take it? Did I take it?
You took
it
tape.
Where? What? He took it where?
I don't even know. You know what?
He used it.
What? To try to say
Nah. There's no way. I wish I did. That's smart. I should have done that actually. Bro, what do you mean? Let's pull it up. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Pull it up, bro.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, bro.
That game? No, your highlights.
Oh,
okay.
YouTube,
yeah, nah. Someone took that tape.
That was
I can't remember. I sent that into somebody.
Yeah.
And they used my highlight room.
Did you have you got any games? Have you got any games?
Nah, I haven't. You know what? Like on tape.
Yeah.
I haven't. And do you know what? That goes into like speaking about support actually. In since we're on the topic of like kind of like business as well, because obviously you just touched on agents and things like that, which is on the along the business side. What I wanted to talk about was like in terms of, because you just asked me if I've got any games.
Yeah.
Bro, we didn't get any support.
No support, bro. Yeah, so now, them kids...
Just move slightly to the back.
This way.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah,
there we go.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so yeah,
a little technical intermission.
Yeah. Just had to take a little break. Yeah, now.
We were talking about support.
Yeah. So now it's good because you can see how far basketball's progressed in this country. You know, when we were there, we had upstairs as our gym. And we had like a bit of a program, but it wasn't like, regimented like this, like that. Their stuff is regimented. They do things that like, proprioception. So, one-legged stuff and all these different things for your ankles, for your knees. Wow. Yeah, bro. Like they have every single thing. They have so many coaches. They have an actual year-round program and they built them a weight room in one of the, the lockers, not lockers, where they kept all the, equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or in or the downstairs?
Downstairs.
Oh, okay,
you see where the court is, the hall or whatever. Yeah. In one of those rooms, they knocked down the walls, built them a nice gym. I'm talking about, they've got platforms. They've got like 6 platforms or something crazy. Weights, everything. They've got a personal trainer, nutritionist. They've got a physio. They had like 2 or 3 physios.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's completely
changed. It's a proper program now.
Yeah, so it's just unfortunate for us that we were 15 years too early.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
That's crazy. But
got everything.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, bro. But even when I was talking about support, I wasn't even talking about in
terms of that.
Yeah, I was talking in terms of like family.
Oh, okay.
Friends, or do you know what I mean? Because I remember my game, bro. Like I only had one game throughout my 10-year career, if you want to call it that, where my mom came and watched just that one time, and that was it. And that's why I never had any tapes.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I remember I was speaking to you earlier today about how, like, when I started gymming, when I started going to the gym, I realized how important nutrition was.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like,
big time.
I would literally eat like pasta the night before. I'll come to the gym, and just because of how much energy I've got, I would hit a PB.
So you don't
in
eat,
the gym.
You don't eat in the morning.
What now?
Like, okay, I guess
No, like maybe not even the night before. I'm just saying the previous day.
Okay,
like I would have a nice, decent, balanced diet of like energy, protein, and carbs, protein, everything.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, I would literally wake up in the morning.
Cereal.
My breakfast was bueno.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go shop, buy like 3 buenos, and I'll be it for the day. And I'll just I would have like we would have like several training sessions throughout the day, and I'm running on Bueno.
To be fair, though, yeah, but to be fair to us, it wasn't really. No, but to be fair to us, it weren't really emphasised at the time.
Nothing. It wasn't.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We weren't really educated on it.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah,
We were just showing up.
Yeah,
like,
and just hooping.
We would be playing before school.
Yeah,
no breakfast.
Yeah,
exactly. We would have one lesson and then an individual. Eating nothing.
Exactly.
And then you'll be lunch would be my first meal.
They have nutrition stuff, so it's like they document how they work out in the weight room, what they eat. If they're trying to get bigger, you know, this is what you could do. Wow. But you see the transition. So you see a kid come in there, and then at the end of the season, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, their body's healthy. So the program was to maintain just like overall strength, so they don't get injured. Yeah. Bro, they do this thing where like they kind of gauge how hard they're working. Yeah. So if they're hitting a certain percent, they taper them off. Yeah. So that they don't go into a burnout stage. Oh, wow, so imagine if they've trained if they've trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, played Thursday, they won't train Friday. And they might not even train on a Monday. They'll do like light stuff. Yeah. They'll make sure that they like kind of lower their fatigue level, I guess. Yeah. Bro, it's different now, fam.
That's crazy.
It's a different thing.
No, but this is the thing. But I'm like, I get it. But this is something that Barking Abbey has implemented. Yeah. What I'm talking about is in terms of like, you know, father, mother, parent, uncle, brother, whatever, right?
Automatic support.
Yeah, like exactly. Like primary support. And the thing is, because what I noticed was the ones that had their parents coming to the games and things like that
made a difference.
It made a massive difference. Yeah, so what I wanted to say is, how much do you think support helps in terms of sports, in terms of business, in terms of like?
I think it's a necessary tool to have, man. And I noticed it when I was in the States. Like their parents go to everything.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I was going to bring up.
They'll go to their basketball practice. They'll go to their cheerleading practice. They'll go to baseball. And their kid ain't good, but they're cheering for their kid. You know what I'm saying? Like they're supporting their kid, and the kid will leave there so overjoyed. You know what I mean? So delighted that I didn't hit a home run, but my parents were there cheering for me. They'll be looking in the stands and all this stuff. So it's very big, man. Yeah. You know, and
Kofi,
it translates to everything else.
What do you think of that? Because I know that we both grew up, and I know that, you know,
did my own come to my own game.
No, but I didn't hang around with you. I hung around with Kofi.
What do you mean?
Yeah, nah, same. I don't think my mom's ever seen me play.
But in business though, do you think it helps as well in business?
What, support in business? Yeah, I think, definitely. I think support in general help. The right kind of support though, because some support could be backhanded. Some people might support you wanting something. So it's, especially now, it's kind of hard to filter. But then I think support would have changed a lot. Like what you said, seeing like and it's funny you said that the kid might not be good, because most of the let me not say that. Most of the ones that had their parents coming were not necessarily the best, but there was something that was there that was boosting them.
Tell.
I'm saying that was and we were just turning up doing what we
McDonald's, bro. They go back to those.
Support in every aspect. It makes a very big difference, because ultimately it's like this is support from people that you are kind of doing it for.
Right? Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like almost like you're not, I'm doing it for you, but you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're getting more support from people that, from outside, whereas the people you really need it from,
they're not really.
Yeah. So I think support.
I think as well, I don't really want to just focus on basketball. I'm trying to think of other examples.
And that's why I said business. That's why I said business as well. Yeah,
because I think when it becomes like the business and things like that, they're more supportive because they understand it more.
You think so?
I think so. I think they're more supportive when they can understand
the business aspect.
Like if you say, "Oh, I want to sell this, it's gonna give me this, and this is how I'm gonna do it," they'll understand that more than, I got a cup final. Do you know what I mean? Or I've got this game.
I guess.
I think it's kind of what you're exposed to. Yeah, you say that to someone that grew up in Essex who plays football. Yeah. Then to them, they know that.
They'll know that
you play this, you're gonna get this. But for us, well,
They
maybe
didn't
us
know.
coming from, it's
didn't
like
really-
you go find a job that's gonna.
Yeah,
Like to be honest with you, like my parents didn't know how good I was at basketball until until school sent me a scholarship.
Yeah,
No way.
That's when they were like, "Oh,
is that serious?
it's okay." So this thing is actually
It
something.
was the same with me, man. Until I ended up in a local newspaper
That's
article
it.
in New York, Westchester. That's when
And
they were
like,
like, my son.
But we spoke about that though.
Yeah,
earlier on,
yeah, we did.
That sometimes your vision, people won't necessarily have that same insight that you have. It's only when it's externalized and then they see, oh, okay, this is actually something that then they'll be like, oh no, all right, cool, I get it. But obviously, that's what I think is so beautiful about this type of journeys, because when you have children, you know exactly how, the support that they need and the influence that you're going to be able to give to them. So do I, and so do you guys. You're already doing it. So it's like, you already know that I need, it's not even about really the things that you can buy.
No, it's just being there.
more so
Or the
about
little
being
encouragement that if I got this, maybe, you know what I'm saying, just a little boost. Yeah,
And I think that's the thing that, like, people have to be aware about. Okay, you may not have had something, but you be that person for somebody
This
else.
is it. But that's
You
your
may
journey.
not have had a good friend.
Yeah.
All right, you be a good friend for somebody else.
Yeah.
You may
Because you
not
know how
have,
it feels like not to have that.
Exactly.
100%.
So yeah, but that's really interesting what you said though about business as well, because I never ever thought about that until now. But I think when it comes to something that other people start to understand.
So yeah, but then that's the problem though, because not all businesses, especially the ones that are quite innovative, is something that people will understand.
But that's something you need to understand. That's a blessing as well in a way, because it takes a certain kind of person to be the front of these kind of things, to innovate and that's that job in that, knowing that you have to accept the fact that people are not gonna
see it.
But eventually, a couple years then they will get it. So once you know that, you don't go into it thinking, this person needs to understand. It's almost like, you know what, let me tell you this just to let you know that when it does happen, I can come back and tell you I told you so.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, facts, man.
No, that's spot
Big
on.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Siege, what do you think about supporting business, bro?
For me, I think it's really important to realize how essential it is.
Yeah.
I mean, what I hate and what winds me up is when you see people on Instagram, they say, "Oh, you need to stop what you're doing, and if you want to launch the business, then you need to risk it all." But you have no idea.
Do you want to start a business?
Yeah, but it's like,
Then listen to me.
you
Quit your job right now and give me £2,000. I'll show you how to start a business. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
literally
adverts,
how
bro.
literally how they are.
Trust me.
No, but the thing is, like, people don't know what position that individual's in.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
can they even afford
Yeah.
to launch a business?
Yeah.
Can they afford to leave their job? Can they afford to invest in the business?
Right.
So all these things is, if you can find that support where you can find yourself in a position where it isn't essential to pay the rent that month, it isn't essential to put food on the table that month because you have support in order to do it, then this is where you can operate with a clear head.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's not pressure,
Yes.
and you're not making crazy decisions
Yes.
every month.
Yes.
And I think that's why support, I was really lucky to have the support that I had.
Got you.
That, like, my parents were like, well, we're not millionaires, but we'll support you
Yeah.
to be able to do this
Yeah.
and to launch this business and to see if something can happen.
Yeah.
And then that's what kind of gave me the freedom to be able to experiment. And they didn't put any pressure on me to say, right, you're 18 now, we want rent off of you, or we want you to contribute to the house. So that's where I was lucky that I had that type of support. And I think if more people had that type of support, but obviously, it's hard to give that type of support. But I feel like if more people had that support, then they would be able to listen to the man off Instagram and launch their business, but you need to be realistic. And with sport, I had parents that weren't sporty at all, so they didn't really know how to support me in sport. I did work that journey out alone, and when they could help me with contacts, or like I went to Greece, the teams that I played with, I was introduced to them from my mum's friend who lived there.
Nice.
So, they supported where they could, but to be honest, I didn't really want my parents to watch me. I was quite happy to go alone. I was quite happy to get dropped off. I'll ring you when I'm finished. They didn't really know how good I was until I went to Greece, and my auntie there was reporting back saying he's playing with professionals here and he's holding his own. So he's obviously pretty good. I don't know how far he can go, but he's had one training session with men. He's 17 years old.
Exactly,
He's had a training session with men. He's really good. And then they were like, okay, this is like a serious thing. I mean, even qualifying to get into Barking Abbey was quite a big thing for us.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
For me and my
100%,
family. Because at the time, it was like there was only 16 people that were going to be picked. So I saw it as like I was able to get in amongst a lot of other people that tried out.
Bruv, I felt the same, to be honest.
So, they tried to support, but they wasn't sporty. So they didn't understand. They didn't know that perhaps going to America at the time was better than going to Greece, or they weren't able to support like that. But I had all the support I need there to me, but I just had to decide which support I was going to accept and what I was going to take.
No, that's bro. Listen, you've touched on two things there that I think is important, and the first one being that do not quit your day job, man.
Facts.
Like if you're trying to start a business, I remember me and Alicia, we did that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? We had saved up a certain amount, and we thought, we're gonna jump into trading, and this is gonna save our life. We're gonna be a millionaire in 3 months. Bro, let me tell you, fam. Reality check real quick. Do you know what I'm saying? Reality check where it was like, bro, like it wasn't that. Do you get me? And there was so much pressure. And the thing is, if you know anything about trading, greed and fear are the two major emotions that will ruin you. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like we might have been pretty good at trading, but the fact that we had so much pressure to be like, listen, we need to pay our bills. We need to put food on the table. Do you know what I'm saying? That was the pressure that we had, and it was that clouded all the good judgments of trading, technical analysis, everything went out the window, and it was just nothing but emotional trading. And with anything as well, like with any other businesses as well, it would be the same thing. Now you're just making rash decisions, basically emotional decisions, based on the fact that you need to put food on the table. Whereas if you don't have to worry about that, then you can make the right decision for your business. Do you know what I'm saying? And
because what's not emphasized enough is that it's not realistic to see a profit within the first year.
Absolutely.
For any business that is trying to launch on a big scale and grow, it's essential that you reinvest everything back in.
Exactly.
So to see a profit within the first year is highly unlikely. Okay, there are businesses that achieve that. But it's highly unlikely.
Exactly.
So you need to know that you can afford to not take a wage or a salary out of the business to help the business grow and to nurture it. And if you're under pressure from the off that, okay, I'm launching a business today, at the end of next week, I have to earn this amount. You are going to be under it. You're going to be under it.
Yeah, but a lot of people do. And, we're going to swing into investing, like trading and penny stocks and things like that after this. But, it goes back to that whole concept of penny stocks. People see a new stock or a new company and they're like, this company is going to be big. And then they throw in their life savings and
it's going to be the next one.
I mean, if you remember the Will Smith movie, which was actually based off of a true story, right? I think it was Joe Gardner or whatever his name was. And
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness. It was a thing where, he put all his money into that scanner thing for hospitals and nobody bought anything.
At all.
Do you know what I'm saying? And look how they were living after that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's, and I think when I realized it was, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I was going through it and I saw a book called Before You Quit Your Job. and I didn't even need to read the book. I knew. I was like, this is the sign. Okay. Bro, I was going through it, like literally, bro, we were doing online surveys, bro, to eat, to survive. Wow. I said, you know what? Forget this. I'm not quitting. I'm going to get 2 jobs. Do you know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that, CJ, man. Yeah. Like, definitely. All these people that are talking all this rubbish about,
in 30 days,
risk it all. XYZ. It's a lie, bro. Listen, one of my favorite guys to listen to, Jim Rohn, he actually said that when he was making enough money to quit his job, and he didn't quit. I think it was like after a year or something like that. Until after a year was when he finally quit. You know, not because to make sure that thing is solid, fam. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing, man. So I think CJ, like, definitely, like, having the support to make sure you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. And another thing that I saw is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yeah. It's like, you see how it shows you, like, from the bottom up, you know, once you first have to worry about survival. Do you know what I'm saying? When you worry about, then you slowly move up. And, you know, I think it's the same thing with the business world as well. Like, first, you know, you have to make sure that your normal standard living lifestyle is taken care of.
You have to, man.
And then you can focus and build up after that. But if your foundation is rocky, how do you expect to go and then build another foundation? Like, do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So definitely don't quit your day job. I think do whatever you can to grind it out, because it's not easy. I was actually having this conversation with my mom yesterday, and I was telling her that, Mom, it's not easy to try and do a business after, you know, because I told her that, you know, I was making about 1,600 a month, like selling beats online. Yeah. She was like, why did you stop? I was working. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was like, it was just too much to handle. She's like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, yeah, but the money wasn't constant. You know, some months it would have been 500, another month it would have been 1,600, right? So, and once again, the business actually did fail after the first year. Why? Because there was so much demand that I couldn't keep up with. I didn't know how to structure the business in a way where, you know, I would have so many requests of personalized beats, and I'm working this shift, I'm working on this guy's beat, and then when am I gonna, you know? It's a lot. So so definitely, like, you have to be sorted out first. Like, your life has to be, boom, it's under control, and then you can then decide to take on a business.
That's the only way you can help someone, unless you sort it out.
That's it.
Or else you're both struggling.
Yeah,
because what will happen is you're going to launch the business, and you're going to make business decisions that help you out that week, but it doesn't help the business out. And then eventually the business just won't survive.
Exactly.
Because you're taking everything out of it instantly. And business just, unfortunately, doesn't work like that. You know?
For real.
It doesn't, like, me and Stephanie launched SJR, and we were running it for 2 years before we took one penny out of it. So
but that's smart, though. That is smart. You could have taken a penny out, but you saw the bigger picture. That's what we was, you know what I mean?
Talking
like
about earlier,
You saw the bigger picture. You had priorities. You knew that you weren't worried about this exact moment in terms of, you know, what you could buy or what you could use the money for outside. You was like, we need to reinvest this. We need to keep putting this back in the fuel so that the engine can keep going. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think that's just smart, you know, because some people, they make good enough profits to be able to say, okay, I could take a little bit. Yeah. But you're not even thinking like that. You're thinking, I'm going to re-put this whole thing back in this business so that it could be strong enough that we don't even have to worry about it getting to that stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like what we're seeing now. The businesses that are not surviving now, they're because I personally believe, and from what I understand, is they're operating on the breadline every month. Exactly. It's because they're sucking everything out of the business every month. So the wheat will fall. And that's what we're seeing now. So it's only the companies surviving that have money in the bank, that can afford to have 3 or 4 months with no sales at all. Exactly. But, you know, if you're new and you're taking a wage, then you're going to find yourself in trouble. You know, if the company hasn't got solid foundations, like you say.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so
and that's once again going back to what we were talking about earlier today. Like, I was gonna say how, like, did you, like, when you guys launched SJR, right? How hard was it to actually take to spend on personal things? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I was talking to Vic. I was like, I barely do any shopping, right? Like, because I'll go to buy a trainer. We said this, like Air Max, whatever, 160.
Like, I could do
pounds.
so much.
Like, bro,
I could invest
flip,
that.
I can invest that and flip the money.
Way.
So my thinking is, okay, I'll take that, right? Add it to my trading account, whatever, flip that, and then I'll buy my trainers. But when I do get the profit, I'm like, why don't I just do this again? Like, I realized it's taking me a month. I've waited a month to flip it. So why do I need to? Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if like you had the same problem, Siege, like with Ezra. Like, did you, or were you like, nah?
I definitely didn't have the same problem. But I can tell you why though. And the reason why is because in trading, you need money to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the more money you have, the more you can invest.
Yeah.
And then if you make 10%, you're making 10% or more now, right?
Yeah.
So your mindset in your business is completely different. Whereas with a business like recruitment, you don't necessarily need a lot of capital behind you to actually operate. You need capital to grow, to hire more staff. So now you're not just recruiting for a few clients, you're now recruiting for more clients and you get more people to business develop. That's where you reinvest. But in terms of actually providing your service, there's not a lot of fixed cost behind it. So that's why I was able to look and say, right, we've made a profit now after 2 years. I can take that and I can spend it because I don't need that in order to show up to work next week. Yeah. Whereas with other businesses that you need to invest in stock or you need to use the money to make more money, it's a completely different mindset. And like when I had the online shop, that was my mindset. We would make one sale and I'd be scared to use the money because I thought, well, like you need to invest it in stock next week. Right. So you don't actually know what's yours and what's not.
True.
And that's what I found hard. And I don't know if you lot have experienced the same thing, but when you're trading, you're like, yeah, you're not happy to spend it on yourself because you're thinking, I've lost that now. I could have used that to make more. And it's a different mindset.
I would just chime in and say that my thing is it's not necessarily about not wanting to spend it or just put it back into trading. It's knowing that I can acquire more assets.
Do you
understand? Like this shoe or this design or this whatever, it's not gonna give me anything. It's not. It's a liability. I'm gonna wear it. People are gonna say it's out of fashion.
That's
all of this different stuff. So it's not. It does nothing for me. But this, growth that I've had, whether it's in the stocks or business, I feel like that now can be used for another asset that you may not know of, that you may not see. You could, if you make an extra, 20K or whatever like that, that 20K could get you a property that you can rent out. That's an asset. That's how I see it. No,
100%. But you're referring more to materialistic stuff, right?
Yes.
Like an item of clothing or something like that. But at what point are you allowed to live now? At what point?
But then that's what we're saying though. Yeah. Because it gets to a point where it's like, for example, with trading, because there's different ways you can trade, right? So I've got one platform basically that uses AI to actually trade, right? And the drawdown is very minimal, right? It averages between 8 to 12% every month, right? And then on top of that, the capital gains on whatever asset that you're trading. So it's like in the space of like 2-3 months, you can have like 50% gain, 100% gain, right? But then the question becomes is, do I take this money out and have a good time, or do I keep the money in there for it to keep compounding? And it's so, this is what I'm saying, it's like,
I can't pull it out.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, bro.
This is it. It goes back to what you're saying. If you've got this asset that's providing you cash flow, right? Or even if I take it out, right, and I can invest in like a property, I'd rather do that do you know what I'm saying? Then buy this pair of trainers. So it becomes a thing where it's like, you know those pictures that online on Instagram and things like that, where it's like, oh, this was Jay-Z back in 1994. This is him now. He was wearing 20 necklaces then. He's got not one necklace now. So I think it's something like that. You know, it becomes a thing where it's like, I love this. I love this fact that I've got cash flow coming in every month. Do you know what I mean? So
but I mean, even experiences. Even if there's a place you want to travel,
that's the thing though. That could be planned, that could be budgeted and saved for on the side. But even things like, you know, opening investment accounts for your children, for your kids, having, you know, things set up that is bigger than you. You know, like if your child, I heard something like if your child's 14 and you open like a certain type of investment account for them, by the time they're in their 20s, they've got 6 figures waiting for them. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I hear those type of things, I can't, I'm like, you know what? I do want to travel. I do want to do these things, but let me set all of this up and then I would, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
my thing is like, you know, acquiring as many assets as you can
possible,
is always, for me, way better than, you know, you just cut back for a little bit. Like 10 years have gone and look at us.
Exactly.
Like it was like yesterday. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so
and that actually goes back once again to where I've been, because it's like, you know, I've paid for so many courses. I've bought so many books, and it's like, people are like, Charlie, you never come out. Charlie, you never do this. And it's like, I would rather invest in this.
It's not the time.
Yeah, it's not the time for that. I really feel like, you know, I mean, people say 40, like, you're getting old or whatever, but 40, you can live.
Oh, you're telling us your real age?
Don't punish your father.
Don't punish your father.
So yeah, man. So, you know, I think, you know, that's a main thing. It's like just setting yourself up for the future. Do you know what I mean?
But no, I'm all for having fun. I'm all for like having a holiday. And like I said, you could budget for that. If there's the, okay, cool, we want to do a boys' holiday in 6 months. You know that, okay, cool, I can cut this out for 6 months, add this to
X
this.
amount aside.
You know what I'm saying? And then that
exactly.
6 months, I'll use it to treat myself, do you know?
Exactly.
But
exactly.
if you got like 4 or 5 properties, they'll pay for your holiday.
No,
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like-
just I'm just asking about the trading mindset because is there a point where, or is there a figure in your mind before you enter?
No, so this is what I'm saying. So
enough.
with trading, like there's some people that actually set, you know, to take out a certain amount. So let's say, for example, but you would need a big account for that. So let's say, for example, you've got 100K, right? If you average anywhere between 3 and 5%, so $3 grand and $5 grand, you might want to take out 50% of that. So if you're making $3 grand consistently every month, which is 3%, it's doable, right? You could take out 50% of that $3 grand would be 1,500 and you're good. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how people do it. So out of the profit each month, you take that out. But what some people do, they were like, do you know what? Rather than me taking that out, I'd rather build my account, let my account compound and leave that in there, or put it towards something else and purchase another asset. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's just about compounding. So if you know, we were talking about this earlier when I said about Cash Flow 101, which is a really good game for anyone out there who wants to actually learn
Cash Flow 101.
Cash Flow 101.
Shout us. What's his name?
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki. Shout us. Hive, baby.
Hey, listen, come on the show.
Hive, baby. We got you, bro. But assets over liabilities. Let's
exactly. 100%. And that, for me, it taught me and Alicia literally how to budget. That was the first thing. So when we played that game, basically the way it works is you start off, you have a career. So you have a job, right? And you have an income. You have a set income. And then you have a dream that you want to achieve. Maybe you want to meet the president. You want to go on whatever holiday, this, that, and the third. So that is your dream and you've got your career. And then what it does is it's like a board game, right? So you've got the digital version as well. And you roll a dice. And then basically it simulates real life. So sometimes the dice might land on the doodads, or a doodad would be something like having a kid or going out for someone's birthday, right? And that takes out of your cash flow. That would take out of your income for the month. So it teaches you basically how to budget, right? And then how to acquire assets, which would then lead to you acquiring your dream goal. Does that make any sense? But at the same time, it makes it realistic in a sense where it actually shows you real world. You might need to renovate your property. You know, so this, that, and that. So it's very important to, you know, I think when I play that game, it instilled in me the fact that, listen, you need to, but in order for you to acquire that financial freedom, which is my personal goal, right, of not being able to depend on my 9 to 5, I need to learn how to budget, and then I need to learn how to use whatever is left over and then acquire assets that then pay me every month, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Which then means that the more assets I acquire, the more liabilities I can afford to have.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So I think that was what the reason why I basically asked the question. Do you know what I mean? Like, at what point do you, if you guys actually have that?
Okay, so I'll let me give you some inside information, yeah? When I lived in America, the family that I lived with, they owned an ambulance company. So they were like, you know, hundreds of M's up. They was super, super wealthy. They loved vacations.
Yeah.
So we would go on vacation and then it would be to their property. So they'll have a property on the beach in South Carolina. They'll have a property on a lake in North Carolina. And we'll go there at a certain particular time in the year, and then throughout the rest of the year, they're renting it out.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you're killing two birds with one stone.
Absolutely,
Here, you know, and they had that all over. They had a condo in Florida, all of these different things. I learned so much about businesses through them because it's a you know, family business. Like literally their cousins is there, their nieces, like everybody in the family works for this you know, the granddad basically, you know, and it is doable, one, but they have the support. You know what I'm saying? They have the support. They've all come in, you know, with it together. But even having fun, there's ways that you can have fun and it still be like an asset instead of you just losing. You know what I mean? Like what you've worked hard for, what you've been able to gain. So yeah, that's something that I learned big time with them. They had everything, you know,
crazy,
but they used it in such a smart way. You know, jets, like jet skis, they'll rent it out when they're not using it. Yachts, they'll rent it out when they're not using it. Things like that. You know,
that's what's up, man. So yeah, definitely. And then they're probably like leasing those, not leasing, but they're paying it like on a month.
Of course, they ain't. I mean,
exactly.
but they're rich. So
I've
seen them buy like a, you know, something mad. And then so we went to a boat shop. And he just wanted to buy a boat. So you know, the wakeboarding boats,
like that.
Literally,
that's crazy.
Literally like that. Oh yeah, let's buy a boat. A boat. You know, the wakeboarding.
No. I'm saying, just go to the boat.
So we went to the shop, and it was like, okay, we want this one. So they said, okay, cool, give us some time so we could take it to the lake and you could try it out and everything. We went to the lake, we drove it, did all that stuff, came back. He said, yeah, I want that. And the guy was like, okay, yeah, so we've got this type of finance. He was like, oh no, I'm paying cash.
Hey, Jesus.
Literally, 40 grand, he dropped it, we walked out of there. But other people will go buy a watch for 40 grand or a chain. You know what I'm saying? A bust down something for 40 grand.
But truth be told though, when I was working in Chanel, man, I saw people come in and buy things 100 grand.
Do you understand?
Cash,
bruv.
Bossa, just give me that bag.
Give me the thing.
Like bro, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's when, once again, now to go into like investing and trading, I guess we're sort of on that topic anyway. Yeah. It's like, I remember when I was in Chanel, bro, I used to see people come in and spend like $500,000. And the shit, it used to, like, sorry man, language, but it used to bug.
Swear, bro. It'll add some spice to it.
Like, I used to look at it, you know, certain people would be jealous or certain people would get depressed,
Yeah.
For me, the way I looked at it was, there must be so much money in this world, bro.
Literally. You know what's funny? When I started like investing and trading and everything like that, when you see how much money is moving,
the volume,
you're like, what?
This is the thing.
You're like, it's just
your
right
eyes,
there.
bro. Your eyes open up, bro.
Like I used everywhere, you know.
And do you know what? I think for me, it hit me when I looked into forex. I'm like, yo, $6.2 trillion moved every day.
That's insane.
Trillion. We're not talking million, billion, trillion.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's when I realized, and certain people are chilling, working their ass off, getting £8.50 an hour.
Trust me.
That's when I said no. This one is a must to get wealthy.
There's a book that I read. I'll try and, because someone gave it to me, I'll try and buy it and give it to you so you guys can read it too. It's oh man, I can't remember the name, but it's something like How to Get Rich or something like that. And it's by this I guess he's a financial expert or financial advisor, whatever it may be. he did not do one thing out of the ordinary. There's just steps to where you have to clear your debt, things like that. And literally he broke it down that if you're making X amount of money and you're just putting X amount of percent
total
in
money
a high
makeover,
interest.
talking about.
No, I'll Google it in a second.
Okay.
You put a certain amount of money into like a high interest account.
Yeah.
Right. ISA type job, and you just leave it. You don't touch it. You don't do anything. And every single month, you're disciplined enough to put it in there. He did the numbers for you. In 30 years, in 20 years, like literally, you would be, if not six figures for sure, if not 7.
That's
and you're not doing
though,
anything.
Yeah.
You're not. All you're doing now is he basically showed you how to manage your money the best way.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, look, making money is not that difficult.
Yeah.
But people think that they have to do something out of the extraordinary to be able to get some money. You really don't.
Literally.
If you're disciplined with how your finances and you know, okay, this is my outgoings, this is what I'm getting. Okay, I could take a percentage of that.
Facts.
I could dump it in
This is
here
it, yeah.
and I'll just leave it to
That's
where
it.
I can't touch it for 10, 15 years. You go back to it.
Yes.
You know, and
Exactly.
you've made 6 figures in there.
Spot
you know?
on.
But let me find the book.
Yeah, and that's crazy. It's crazy you said that, because that's why I brought up Cash Flow 101, because when you actually start the game, it has a spreadsheet, a financial statement for you, where it's like it shows you your expenses, right? And then it shows you your income, shows you your expenses, shows you your liabilities, and then it shows you your asset. So the first thing, and I think you Alicia, you always tell me about like that show is it in Sweden where they actually sort out people's budgeting. So literally the show basically is just about like helping people with their budget. And they were saying how like it's crazy the amount of people that don't actually know what they're spending on.
They're freestyling.
Yeah,
They got plenty.
literally
Yeah.
freestyling it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you just check, do I need this? Nah, get rid of that. Do I need this? Get rid of that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much
you
money
can have
you
it.
keep.
You can have it,
Yeah.
but not now.
Nah, the thing is, the
Do you know?
concept of delayed gratification, and people see budgeting as some sort of weakness, where really it is a strength.
Exactly, yes.
You showing discipline
Yes,
is
bro.
more of a strength than
Yes.
you just saying, you know, what,
Yes.
let me just get it, because they just want that instant, I just saw something, I like it, let me just buy it.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to wear it really? Like, but they can't answer that, but just because they want it then, but then at the end of the month, they're crying because, you know what I'm saying?
You know, there's people out there that have got cars, that have got certain things that they're buying it with credit, which is putting them in more debt.
Yeah.
And their paycheck is literally just servicing that car.
Yeah.
And they're like going from paycheck to paycheck, taking care of one car, and they still have other things that they need to take care of. And when you set yourself up like that, first you're gonna have to pay back on the loan that you've borrowed. Yeah. Then now cars break down all the time. So you're gonna have to fork out money to change the tires, to do the MOT, to do all these things. When you could say, okay, you know, that money, let me not do that with it. Let me do X, Y, Z with it instead. And when I'm stable enough, like you were saying, when you've reinvested your money into your business, which is yourself at the end of the day, you're now able to be in a place where you can say, you know what, all right, cool. I've got enough in the bank for a rainy day, and also to purchase this car. I know that it's fine. I could do that, and I could do other things as well while I have this car. But some people, just to keep up with the Joneses, they'll do mad things
They'll do
with
a
their money.
madness,
You know,
that's
just
the
so
thing.
people could look at them and say, "Oh, yeah."
Exactly. And that comes. If you got, did you want to say anything based on?
No.
You guys want to? Because I was going to lead on from that to the next segment, which is health and wellness. And I was going to say how much of that is actually mental health, because a lot of people would say it's therapy.
What, in terms of what?
Like the
like
impulse.
retail therapy.
Yeah, like retail therapy and all these things.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
how much?
if people really go down to the bottom of it, I don't know, I can't go directly into the science of it. I know there is some sort of chemical that you get once you...
Is it like endorphins or whatever it
like,
is?
so
Yeah.
once you like...
One of them.
Once you really understand what that is and understand that that's what's making you do that, you can just channel it to other things. You can get that from actually making something, creating something.
Being creative, exactly.
You know what I'm trying to
That
say?
is
You get
so
from
true.
many different,
That is
without
so
you
true.
putting yourself in a financial position where you didn't need to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people don't understand that that's the high they're chasing.
Right.
And then you just keep going to the same let's say, dealer that they know. That's
Real
the only,
talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just keep going there. But if you understand that I can get this from doing this, or I don't need to do this, I can get it from, then it's more of a balance. But
That's the thing, man, because a lot of I was speaking to a lady recently, like where I work, and she was just talking about how like a lot of people, like their mental health is not well, because she does part-time, like 5 hours every weekend at a GP, is weekend or whatever, at a GP. And she was saying how like a lot of people are coming in there, man, and they're on all sorts of antidepressants.
Well, this is it. But you can't see that. But that's the only thing about mental health. You can't see. You can see someone who's got a broken leg, limping, but you can't see someone whose brain is. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, everyone. I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people going through it. But the problem is the ones that are in denial or don't accept the fact that it can't never happen to me.
Right.
I'm trying to say those are the ones that. I don't know if I heard it. I heard it someone saying that the madman you see on the road is more sane than the person that you see, because that person there is, I'm mad. You can see it. I'm not hiding it. The person that's in denial, walking around like there's nothing wrong with me. I've got everything. But they're going home every month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which one would you rather? You don't want to be on the road, but you want that you're to sleep at night and know that, you know what I'm saying, you've ticked every box. You're not hiding. You're not walking around like I've got what happened. That's what comes down to with the Instagram thing. Everything comes down to knowing yourself. Everything comes down. If you notice there's a pattern here, it comes down to knowing. Once you do that, there's a lot of things you really don't feel like you need to do.
Absolutely.
You're not proving nothing to no one.
That's it. And it's crazy. I think going back to what you said the first time about actually being creative helps with all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I think people don't understand how important that is, because by being creative, you're looking inside of you. You're not looking to the external world. And I think that's the major key when it comes to actually being, like healthy mentally. Because a lot nowadays, like you just brought up social media, it's like there's so much focus on the physical, right? I think what has happened is people have basically detached from the internal strength that they have, because they've been so reliant and so dependent on the outside world. Now it's like if they're going through something, they're not able to use that internal strength to actually deal with it. They're thinking it has to be something on the outside to help me. It has to be the shoes. It has to be some likes on Instagram. It has to be, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that's a definite major key, man. Like,
the whole
being
concept
creative.
of looking within is alien to a lot of people because of all the distractions.
Right.
And that's something that might be easier for you to grasp, because you didn't have those distractions that we're talking about. Bringing it back to the beginning. So it's almost like, because you've been conditioned so much, the fact that you can actually switch everything off and talk to yourself or talk to your creator and get all the answers you're looking for. It's like, it can't be that easy.
Wants that.
Like, people are like,
no one wants that, and they don't think it's easy.
No, I have to
think
go
it's
study
easy
this. It's literally just that. Like, you switch off and, you know what I'm saying, connect.
100%.
People don't get that. Something as simple as just sitting in the park, being around trees, being around nature. People don't understand.
Right.
Like, I can be in the office all day, and I'll take, not even for the fact that I smoke, I'll just go out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll just go, I have a partner, I just go there, just come back and do a whole different, but someone can sit in the office the whole day and be cussing, I'm stressed, I'm not that, but you haven't, as little as just walk away from your computer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something as little as
you're speaking. Yeah, you're
speaking real facts.
Speaking with mad sense.
100%.
People don't do that, man.
Yeah, 100%.
At all.
Yeah.
What you were speaking about earlier, where people are not self-aware, and these items or these things that they try to acquire to compromise for other things. That is 100% a real thing, because I've actually lived that. Like when I was younger, and obviously, like I mentioned before, the issue that I had with my speech, I didn't feel like I was ever going to get certain level of respect.
Oh, you have an issue with your speech, sir?
Shut up, man. No, but I didn't feel like I was going to get the level of respect that I needed by speaking. I wasn't going to be able to connect with people the way I wanted to by speaking. So when I was younger, and it took a lot of personal development to realize this. But when I was younger, I would think, well, if I had a Gucci belt, if I had True Religion jeans, if I had a nice car, then people are going to give me that level of respect before I start speaking.
Before you
I don't have to,
facts. Yeah.
you know. So I was living a life like that.
Yeah.
But when you're at uni or you can't get a job because of the way that you speak or the way you feel about yourself or your self-esteem so low and you can't progress in life, how long can you keep up with the Gucci
This
belts?
is it.
Facts.
How long can you keep up with the True Religion
This is it.
jeans at the time or whatever the new thing is? How long can you keep up with that? And eventually you will crash.
You burn out.
Yeah.
You will crash. And I believe it's only at that point when you reach that low that you can accept that you need to look into the type of stuff that you were talking about.
That's so real.
You can almost notice. You can almost see. You can see the people that have reached that. You can
CJ.
see the people that
That
reached that.
is so real, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Real, man. I remember when
Wow.
I took everything, the Gucci belt, the Louis belt, the pouch, the True. I threw that thing on eBay. Quick
Slapped
time.
it.
Quick, I said, nah, what? This? I don't need this in my life. No way. Get out of here. Do you know what I'm saying? And that kind of, that gave me that freedom because I felt like, do you know what? And you know what's crazy as well? When you're actually wearing those brands, when you go places, you can't have the same brand 2 times, bro.
That's it.
You can't have the same pair of jeans 5 times.
So you're not even wearing clothes
And
for yourself anymore. I remember Gig said something like that. He wore and he was like, you know what? Why am I even thinking and caring about what people feel? It's a nice jumper. I'm gonna wear the jumper again. Wear it again, bruv.
Do you know what I mean? And we're gonna even touch on fashion. Remember the pictures that I shared with you guys in the group?
Yeah.
People don't even know where these people are getting the thing from, but that's another topic. But yeah, man, CJ, I think you kept it 100%
that was so real.
with
That was so real.
I felt that in my soul because
real talk.
Like the same thing with me, man. I had to, and it's that freedom. Like, when for me, I'm not someone to talk about religion to people because I don't really care what religion you are. Do you know what I mean? For me, my thing is, they do speak facts though, in a sense where it's like material. Like, don't stop focusing on the materialistic things, bro. Like, how can you let a pair of jeans control your life?
That's another god.
Literally.
Real talk.
You're worshipping something else.
That becomes an idol.
It becomes, and you don't even know it.
Keeping up with this particular pair of this or pair of that.
And then the power of the subconscious, because that's what you're training your subconscious.
That's it, man.
Do you know what I mean? Every time you're telling yourself, I can't keep wearing the same trainers.
And you project it out now.
Bro.
You start to project it out. So when people see you, they'll be looking at you funny because you're having this internal battle. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hold on a second. This guy's energy is a bit mad, or whatever it may be. Yeah. You're projecting it out, you got, man, my jeans, I don't know if they're gonna like it, Yeah. Imagine living like that,
bro. It's mad.
But what you said was so real, and you too, Kofi, because I've had that type of journey, just like both of you, where you really come to the realization of what really is important and really not giving a damn what anybody else thinks. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And there's so much freedom when you get there that it's like, hold on a second, why did I ever even?
Why was this?
What type of rubbish was I even on? Like,
exactly.
What's this?
Exactly,
like,
for real, man.
Do you know?
Real.
So wow, man. Yeah.
When you genuinely do not care what other people think, the level of freedom that you reach
is liberating, man.
Is mad. It's like a level of freedom that you never thought you would ever get.
It is like a superpower because now it's like you can't be touched. Do you understand? No matter what you say to me, won't faze me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know who I am. Like, do you know what I mean? And
let's talk about how we got there. Let's talk about how we individually got there. Because I got there through kind of I guess what I was chasing after, through basketball, through all of these different things that I had. And I had to go through basically being in solitude a lot of the time. And there was things, I was by myself. So there was things that I would have to ask myself. There was no external thing that could, that did it for me. So there's questions that I would start to ask myself. And, I started to actually observe the thoughts that I would have. And I'll be like, hold on a second, these can't be my thoughts. Where are these thoughts coming from? Do you understand what I'm saying? Whether it's like speaking negatively about yourself or feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
I took the step forward in going through that by just allowing myself to really, really understand who I was and not understand who I was from anybody else's point of view.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I literally detached myself from every single person's opinions, my parents, my friends, my brothers, every single body. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to look in the mirror and just find out who I am. And exactly, you know, like the moment I realized that, you know what, like, I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I really don't care. I literally, like you said, it was liberating for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but I got there through being by myself a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Having time to really just, you know, really observe me and really observe my mind. That's what did it for me. Yeah. Do you know?
100%. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, you know, once again, the woman I was speaking to at work, and then, you know, she was just talking about how, like, it's crazy because, you know, back in, like, Africa, in, like, the Philippines, where she's from, you know, these people live on the bare minimum, yet they're still happy.
They're happy.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what is the difference? Clearly, the difference has to be the mindset. The difference has to be your perception of life.
Gratitude.
Do you know what I'm saying? Gratitude. And it's like, you know, and I said, my response was, no, she actually said something that I thought was funny. She was like, some people might not be able to eat, right? Or they might only be able to eat once a day. But what they don't understand is you can be grateful for that, because actually not eating can save your life.
I'll tell you something funny. Not meaning to cut you off.
No.
You know, earlier on we was laughing about like what I was losing and stuff like that today. And when I was on my way here, I was thinking to myself, I'm laughing about losing money. Like, imagine that. Like, I'm grateful that I can laugh about losing money.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That it's not something that affects me.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm past, like that I can.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
100%.
And I was thinking, like, when I didn't have money,
Yeah.
I would like that would never even cross my mind.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
So, but that being in a gratitude state, bro, I'm telling you, it's different, man.
It is different. Gratitude, like, you know, Kofi brought up, man, is one of the major things, man, that helps me from where we were. You know, like, we used to be in an apartment where it's like it was a 1-bedroom. You know, we would just stay in the bedroom, and that's all we had. You know, we didn't have anything. I'm talking about, we literally had a mattress, and that was it. Do you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a washing machine. We didn't have an oven. Do you know what I'm saying? But we were grateful. You know, we would go to Iceland. Like I said, we would do online surveys for like 50p to add up to the little 20p that we had in our credit card. And we'll go to Iceland and buy like a £1 pizza or whatever. And that was the best tasting pizza. And it took me back to when we were younger with Balen Park. We would go to the park, and we used to get Iron Brew 19p. Do you remember 19p cans? And that was all we had the whole day. But as kids,
we had the most fun.
Man, that Iron Brew tasted better than Coke, tasted better than anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was that gratitude, and that kept us going. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, when we didn't have anything, for me, the one thing that kept me going was, at least we have a roof over our head.
Bro.
You know,
there's always something to be grateful
always.
for.
Like I was talking to Michael the other day, right? And he was saying, and it was cold because I was outside, and he was like, like, he's thinking to himself, these people that are homeless.
Bro, that's all I think when it gets cold, especially the snowing time.
And you know, they don't look like homeless people back in the day.
No.
Yeah.
They don't look like that at all now.
Yeah.
If you look at the lines that are queuing up for, like, you know, homeless shelter or something, they look like your regular Joes. They look like your regular Joes. You'd be like, hold on a second.
I'm telling you,
like,
the food bank near my workplace, the people you see going in there.
Regular folk.
Yeah.
Regular mum and dad and their child there. You've passed them, you've walked past them. You're thinking they just going home.
Yeah.
They're going, bruv, it's crazy.
Because everyone's feeling it.
Bruv,
Definitely.
Feeling it.
You know, so that's the thing for me. It was like, and each time, you know, one of my affirmations is we're doing better than we were before. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It was little things like that. It was like, listen, if we're doing better than yesterday, we're moving forward. Yeah. I'm not looking at the end, the finish line. I'm looking at the fact, like, yesterday we didn't have this, you know, so it got to a point where we bought our bed. Do you know what I mean? And it was like,
every victory.
It's a victory. Yeah. Do you understand? And but a lot of people tend to just focus on, look at my life, look at my life. Yeah. And it's like, bro, you're not going to get anywhere if that's what you're telling yourself, right? So you have to change your mindset. And that was what the lady was getting at, where she was like, listen, it has to be the perception. Yeah. It has to be how you see things, right? You can always be grateful for something. Do you know what I mean? And and that's just what it comes down to, man. I think a lot of people, it's crazy because you see people, they driving this car, they got this TV, got this phone, got that, got this, and they're still miserable,
man.
It's a real thing out here. Do you know what I mean? And I think gratitude is the biggest thing. And another thing about gratitude as well, right? It makes you realize the tools you have at your disposal. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you're not grateful for what you have, you can't see that you can use what you have to move forward.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you could be stuck. I think I've seen like a little meme, a picture where it was like someone was stuck and there was sticks or whatever right next to him, and he was just crying that he was stuck in a ditch, right? And then the other guy, he's taking the sticks and he's built ladders. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he realized that he's got ladders. Do you understand? And that is the difference between gratitude and being ungrateful. So I think, man, gratitude goes a long way, man. It goes a long way.
And you mentioned one thing that was powerful there is your perception, man. Like, you can see yourself or even I read something about Jim Carrey, and he would just go around pretending he was who he wanted to be. Yeah. So like, he wanted to be this big actor, whatever like that. When he was dirt poor, didn't have nothing, he would pretend he was that. He said he just made him feel good. Right. So he did it. Right. But people don't understand what he's saying. He changed the state of his mind.
Right.
Even though he's external, didn't represent that yet. He changed the internals. And once he did, then the externals could change.
Yes.
You understand? That's why when you're saying people have got all these different phones and everything, the internals is still messed up.
Yeah.
They they haven't taken that time to really heal themselves and get themselves to that stage where they've shifted their mindset and they've shifted their perception. But you could be quote unquote in a poor environment but be rich mentally.
Right.
And it was and you know what I'm saying? Like everything will change for you. Like literally that,
And you know what's crazy about what you just said, because you talked about how it made him feel.
It made him feel good.
Feeling
is the key.
It's the key,
it's
bro.
the key.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like every time you feel a negative emotion about your current state, what that does is it puts a massive barrier between you and your inner power. Do you know what I'm saying? It just blocks it. Each emotion.
Is a fact.
Do you know what I'm saying? Each time you feel that way, it's just continuous. It's a much bigger wall that you have to break through to then go back and reprogram yourself to feel better about what your current situation. So feeling is a massive thing, man. Joe Dispenza, like seriously, he touches up on that a lot.
What up, Joe?
100% agree with you. I think what I've learned is that emotions are so important because what you feel controls how you think.
Yes.
And then you're now acting upon what you feel. But what you feel, it's not actually real. No. You can manipulate that
absolutely
to suit you and to suit your environment and to change your behavior.
Yeah.
But if you continue to have the victim mentality, then you're going to
be a victim. That's it. And you know what's crazy about it? It's crazy about that is because for me, the way I because with everything, right, I kind of have something that makes me remember that philosophy. So with that, it's like the way I see it is, I always tell people whenever something happens to you, be it whenever something negative happens to you, you've got two options. You can either cry about it, be negative about it, or you can be positive about it and say, do you know what? This happened because of this reason. And what that does is because, mate, if you are going to be negative about what just occurred, what that does is you're going to feel more horrible.
Facts.
Why not just laugh about it or try and see the positive side of it? Because those are the two options you have. Right. One of them makes you feel good. The other makes you feel bad. So why would you choose the one that makes you feel bad? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but sure. I think
people are conditioned.
It's just that they've been conditioned.
They're super conditioned. They're conditioned to think you have to feel this because of this. You have to get here, and then when you get there, that's what's going to give you all of these different things. Yeah. They don't know that it starts from within you. What are you going to say, CJ?
I was just going to say that I think that your environment and the people you surround yourself by also heavily influence your ability.
A million percent.
About that.
Yeah, a million percent.
Yeah, because if if you're naturally quite a negative person and you're surrounded by more negative people. It just compounds, right? But like, I remember when I've been at some of my lowest moments, I've rang Charlton, and it's almost like you're not allowed to be in that mindset. So I would get off the phone.
Why are you doing that?
I would get off the phone and I'll be like, what was I doing? Like, he's not allowing me to be in this mindset, and it would get me through the shift, or it would like get me through the next hard time, or it will make me want to challenge myself, like whatever the task may be at hand. It will make me want to like just bulldoze through it. But if you're not surrounded by or you don't know someone like that, and you're just a victim, or you've got a victim mentality constantly, you're never going to get the mentality or the mindset to believe that I can actually get through this. So, you know,
100%. And that goes back to the video clip that you showed me, where the guy was saying about the lion. The lion isn't the biggest animal in the jungle, right? It's not the fastest. It's not the smartest. It's not the smartest, right? But it's the mentality that makes the lion the king of the jungle. You know, so definitely, man. And where I wanted to take that to, you know, because time, I wanted to go to like fitness, right? Obviously, that's my thing.
Fitness and that, come on.
But I wanted to
the 2 F's, fitness and fashion.
I wanted to, fitness and fashion.
Fitness and fashion, bro. Let's do it.
So yeah, for me, I wanted to then go like in terms of mindset, right?
Eating helps, bro.
Eating helps.
Trust me, my guy had oats before this,
bro. You eating helps, right? But I wanted to touch on of course, because I'm the only one that is extreme with the fitness, but we don't have to stay on this topic for too long. But I wanted to take the mindset there, right? Because I remember when I was weighing about 108. Right now, I'm about 100. You guys say I don't look different, but it is. Hey, listen. Anyway, but one of the things that I experienced, right, I would go into like shops, like when I went to purchase my laptop, and I would hear people scream steroids, or I would be in the gym and someone would come and ask me, like, what do you take? Like, do you know what I mean? And for me,
can I just quickly say my thing with that? My thing with that is that even if someone's taking steroids, right, they're still gonna have to put in the work. You just don't inject yourself, go to sleep, and wake up wham. Like you don't do that. So there's still hard work that goes into that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's
100%, man. But for me though, my thing is it comes down to mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the amount of times I've seen people working out in the gym, right? And they're like, how do you lift that weight? I've been stuck on, let's say it's a dumbbell bench press. I've been stuck on 25 kg. And I'm like, how many reps are you doing? They're like, oh, well, I'm doing 15 reps. And this is the most I can do. You sure? And then I work out with them and they end up doing 40. They end up doing double the weight, right? And they're like, right, I never knew I could do that. Yeah, it's because you limit. You told
yourself you can't do it.
You told yourself you can't do it, right? For me, right, and that's always been my thing. You guys know me. I'm an extremist when it comes to achieving things, right? So I remember when I first got my first set of dumbbell, I had like 20 kg. I think I stole it from one of those gyms. I think it was Barking Abbey, actually. Don't come for me. But anyway,
don't fool with it.
I think it was like Barking Abbey, and I took like one of the weights and I had 20 kg for a long time, right? And I remember one time I was 20, and then I thought, hold on a second. I was 16 doing this same very weight. Why? So then I started going Argos. I would purchase like 5 kg at a time. And then I just kept adding to that. And then I set myself a goal. I was like, I wonder if I could hit 50 kg concentration curls. 50 kg is a lot of weight on one arm.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Of course, the form. 50 kg. Bro, listen. But obviously, you have to remember, I'm channeling the energy that I had in basketball. Do you know what I mean? Because in basketball, I would set goals of, I want to do a windmill by this. I want to do this by that. So I didn't have that, right? So the way I channeled my energy was towards fitness. So going into that, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to set myself this goal to achieve. And the crazy thing is, I did that at a younger age. I can't do it now because I can do it if I do set myself a goal, but I haven't done it recently because I haven't set that goal. Yeah. That's not an achievement of mine, but a lot of times it's just the mindset. Some people would have looked and said, 50 kg, you're mad. You're never going to achieve that, right? But I said, nah, I'm going to do it. And lo and behold, I did do it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of things in life, man, like comes down to mindset. Definitely. Mindset is a big, big thing, man. What you tell yourself is important. It's very important to your external results.
What would your advice be if somebody came to you and said, look, I'm trying to get bigger. Yeah. I'm trying to tone up, do all of this different stuff. Yeah. How should I go about doing it? What are the things that I need to put in place? Yeah. You've told them about mindset. Mm-hmm. What are the things that I need to put in place to actualize this goal?
Okay, first, knowledge is key. Knowledge is a big, big thing. Like, we talked about how when we were younger and playing ball, I didn't really have the, I didn't really have the support, right? I didn't really know what kind of food I needed to eat. Do you know what I mean? And that affected my performance on the basketball court. So I would say first thing is knowledge, right? Look for the people that have what you want to achieve. Go look at Simeon Panda, Mike Rashid, Bradley Martin, wherever these guys are, right? Go and don't say, oh yeah, these guys, they're taking steroids, I can't get there, No, and that's the first thing, knowledge, right? The number two thing is, you're in competition with yourself.
Facts.
Nobody else. Facts. Don't go to the gym and start looking at guys that have been doing this for years. And you don't even know what their history is. You don't know what their parents look like. You don't know what the genetics are. Facts. You don't know how often they work out. You don't know why they're doing it. So it's you against you, right? So first you get the knowledge. Secondly, when you get the knowledge and you actually go to the gym to apply the knowledge, right? Focus on you, right? So set yourself goals. Don't look at the next guy that's deadlifting 10 plates, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that guy, for all you know, that guy could have been stuck on those 10 plates for 5 years, right? Whereas you've come to the gym, in the space of 2 months, you've hit several personal bests, right? So look at yourself and look at, your achievement. Don't look at anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Set goals for yourself and focus on yourself and try and improve. So that would be my next thing. And you said to get bigger, right? Yeah. So you've got the knowledge. You're focusing on yourself now. You're setting goals. I would say the next thing is diet, right? But that comes in the knowledge aspect of it. But diet is very, very important. Me, I'm a hard gainer. Right. When I started the gym, I was only 84 kilograms, right? And I was super skinny. I remember I was wearing
we know.
Yeah, exactly. But then even my legs, I remember me and Alicia went France one time. Yeah. And bro, when I tell you, my jeans, right? I had skinny jeans. The outside jeans that you can see were skinny jeans. Underneath that, I had 2 more pairs of skinny jeans.
How?
Bro, that's how skinny I was,
that's
bro.
Mad.
But obviously it came with the low periods where we weren't eating much, But I was like, I need to change this. Do you know what I'm saying? So my main focus was on my legs. So when I only joined the gym because I could show pictures or whatever. My upper body was decent. It was all right? But my legs were super skinny, So I thought to myself, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm just going to work out on my legs. So I set goals to how much weight I would like to be lifting. Legs is very important when you want to bulk. Also because it helps with your diet. When you work out your legs, you have an appetite, right? Yeah. So you can eat a lot more than what you would usually, and rather than putting on in your midsection, it goes to your leg and your overall body. If you're squatting, if you're doing heavy lifting like squats, it actually helps burn everything else.
What would you say? Yeah, it does. What would you say, in terms of how many times you go to the gym? Would you say 3 times a week, 4 times a week?
I would say at least 3. At least 3. And that's because even me, with the way I work now, which is 4 days on, 4 days off. Yeah. A lot of time, in the recent, I think it was the past 2 years, which I've actually seen a massive improvement to the first time I was going out. The first time I was going 5 days a week. Right. Since I started working 4 days on, 4 days off, I've only been able to really go to the gym 2 days
So that rest,
out of the 8 days.
That rest is real though.
The rest is very key.
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would make sure I go all out in legs. And people don't understand, man, like the testosterone boost you get from training legs helps your overall it helps your overall body. Do you know what I mean? And that's really my main focus. Like my legs make up about 70%. I've got really long legs.
Right.
So that was my main focus. And then maybe after like an hour and a half of legs, I would do probably like half an hour of shoulders. Day 1, day 2, I would go in, I'll work on my hamstrings, and then I'll probably do like half an hour of chest and then half an hour of back. So I'll, mix it in.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really work out my abs. Do you know what I mean? Which is why you won't really see too many topless pictures of me. But yeah, the main focus for me was legs and shoulders. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because those are the first things you notice, right? And also my goal was also to be like, I wanted people to see me and be like, you're taking steroids, because that helped my mental, like, letting me know that I'm achieving things that people deem unnatural, but I'm actually doing it naturally. Does that make any sense? Yeah, so it helped my mindset, and it helped me with the goal that I was setting, because I always set goals that people see as unachievable, right? So that's the thing. So yeah, man.
Question that I've got, Charlton, is how important is it to make sure that you're doing 3 sets rather than 4, or 4 sets rather than 3? Yeah. How important are those like little details of the workout?
To be honest with you, I actually I don't know. I don't know. I think it's more so the intensity. Does that make any sense? Okay. Because if your goal is to build muscle, you want to make sure that you're tearing down the muscle, right? Yeah, even lose weight. It's the same intensity matters. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if you only have, and that's going back to what you were saying about, how many days you need to go to the gym, right? Because for me, my leg session, I feel it for the 8 days.
When you go to the gym, you go to the gym.
I feel it for the 8 days that I have to. So it's like the intensity matters. So if you only have enough time to do 3 sets, make sure that the intensity that you put in within those 3 sets is serious. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I would say intensity for me is more important than the amount of sets or the amount of reps you do. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, intensity, man.
So people that say, right, if you're going to work chest, you need to do a minimum of 5 exercises and a minimum of 3 sets. I mean, because I've seen people in the gym where I will observe their workout and they'll be ripped, they'll be big, they'll have a physique that, the average person would want. Yeah. And they're not necessarily, they don't seem to be killing themselves in the gym. Is that because they've probably reached a maintenance stage and they're just maintaining, or they're so concise with their workout that they know exactly what
you
they have to do?
The guys that look the part but don't necessarily kill themselves.
Yeah, well, to me, it doesn't seem like they kill themselves. Yeah. They'll walk in and their workout will be like half an hour and they'll be gone. But their physique is
and in that half an hour, are they breaking a sweat?
To me, it doesn't look like they're killing themselves.
I've seen them. I know exactly.
To be honest with you, once again, this goes back to what I was saying in terms of focusing on yourself. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what that guy does. He might come to the gym and not have an intense session, but at home,
he might have 2 sessions a day.
Do you know what I mean?
I know a guy like that. That will come in the morning, do a thing.
This is it.
Evening, he's doing another thing.
Do you know what I'm saying? So this is why, I wouldn't really focus on other people. Do you know what I'm saying? I would just focus on me and what's intense for me, right? There was a time where I went to the gym and I think I only had half an hour, right? And I've got this one picture where my chest looks unreal. That was the craziest pump I've ever had, right? And all I did was I came in, right? I've done my leg session and I only had 15 minutes or half an hour left. And all I did was started on 20 kg, worked up consistently, no breaks, all the way up to 2.5 plates. And then I would do 10 reps, back down. So 10 reps and that, 10 reps and that, 10 reps, each weight going back down, and had the craziest pump. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was only half an hour. So it for me is just intensity for me. And also another thing is, okay, I might go to the gym. When people used to ask me, how many years have you been working out? This was when I first joined the gym and I was looking decent. And I'm like, bro, I've literally only just joined the gym. And like, what? You just join the gym. I'm like, yeah. But what they don't see is that from when I was 9,
you've been pushing up.
I've been doing push-ups. Do you remember in uni that push-up competition when that I won because
killed it.
100 push-ups in less than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Push-ups has been my thing, and when you see my chest,
it's
push-ups
just has been your.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Really.
I've been doing
well.
Yeah.
I'd be in bed at uni. I'd be asleep. I'd be relaxing from a late night out.
Yeah.
And I just get woken up to. Like, what is he doing?
Hey, hold on, that don't sound.
It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's doing like the
diamond
push-ups, and then he's going wide, and then I'm like, oh, what is this guy on?
My guy, 6 in the morning, you know. So today we was having this conversation.
Yeah, we were having this conversation.
He was like, bro, you gotta do push-up. I said, bruv, when I look at the floor, I said, nah,
I can't even go down.
I can't go down.
But that's always, and this is the thing, for me, that's always been my thing. So it's like, you see me, I come to the gym, you see me, and you think, rah, like you've only been in the gym 2 months. But no, I've been working out my whole life. And if you watch a lot of Simeon Panda videos, and this is why, you know, that's a thing where it's like people try and argue whether it's natural or not. For me, I can see what you're saying. You know what I mean? I can see.
I mean, why do people even care? Like,
you know, but do you know what that does, though? Do you know what that does? That comes back down to the mental.
Yeah, like,
it comes back down to that
and
mental battle. Where it's like, oh, there's no way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Just
And it's like, this is the thing, and it's like, you don't know someone's journey. You don't know what they've been through. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, even with business, when you achieve something, when people see the results from your years of hard work, people just see the result. And they say, oh, that's daddy's money. Or, oh, he had a handout, or somebody helped him out. But it's like, no, you didn't see the days I couldn't eat.
Exactly.
You didn't see the days where I had sleepless nights because my apartment was cold.
Decisions I had to make. That
you know what I'm saying?
You
didn't see those years of grinding. Do you know what I'm saying? The years of arguments with certain teams, the years of, you know, people trying to bump me out of money, all these things, man. Like, you don't know the story. Do you understand? Like, and the thing is, you look at people's external and they look fine. You know, they've got a full head of hair. They've got, do you know what I mean? They've got everything's looking nice, but you don't know what they've had to go through. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, on top of the fact that I've been doing push-ups from when I was 9, I've also been playing basketball since I was 11. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, all these things count. Your whole teenage years, you've been eating donuts and cookies, crisps. You have not been working out. Right. You know, you do, and then you're saying you expect to look like me. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And this is why I really believe, you know, like, focusing on yourself is a big,
it's key, man.
thing.
And when you most people don't focus on themselves. That's why they're quick to point the finger and say, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, if you focus on yourself, it doesn't matter what someone else is doing.
Exactly.
Like, you could take the good from it and just leave it alone.
Absolutely.
Like, Simeon Panda, whether he's natural or not, he's got good free content out there for you to watch and learn. Like,
thank you. Like, information, which goes back to what you asked me. Going out there and finding the knowledge. Right. This guy is giving you major,
for free.
Major.
We was finishing fitness, about to go into
end of the gym stuff.
Yeah, we was talking about gym.
Yeah, but now we want to wrap it up real quick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, listen, guys, man. Obviously, because of technical difficulties, we have to end this like coming through like TFL, bro. but it's been a nice one, man. I think, obviously, you know, being the second episode, there's still a lot of things that we need to learn.
Yeah, man, we're getting
Talking
there.
about, you know, business and whatnot. It goes back to that. So I think it's been a great one, man. We touched on many topics. Guys watching at home, wherever you're watching, you won't get to see CJ's beautiful face. I promise you, he looks like a model. But yeah. Get it right the next one, but it's been amazing, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you, man. Like,
thank all of you guys for sharing,
guys.
Man.
It's been on point, man.
A lot of good things shared.
So next week we'll be more ready, more prepped.
It only gets better, man.
Yeah, man. Nice one, man. Hive, we're out.
Peace.
Out of here.